Happy Friday morning. Welcome to Friday. Yeah, 6 o'clock here on KARE 11 Sunrise. Thanks for joining us. Last Friday, by the way, of the year. Tomorrow, New Year's Eve. And it's looking a lot warmer for New Year's Eve than it is right now as we kick off the morning. Guy, you've got your big coat on, and that's how we know you got to bundle up.
I dress for the weather. Yes, if I have the big coat, that means more than likely it's either 15 degrees or cooler. Now, right now, temperatures right around 18. It feels a lot cooler on the skin, like 6. West wind at 10 miles per hour. I'd prefer to wear my thinner winter coat. I'm just more comfortable, you know? All right, so you may wake up to a couple areas with flurries out here early, but by daybreak, already building sunshine. It's gonna be a beautiful day, just a little bit colder. 22 for the forecast high. Colder temps, clearing skies, west winds right around 10 miles per hour. So dress for the chill, single digit and teen wind chills throughout the remainder of the day. All right, look at your low tonight, 14, still cold. Clouds move in tonight. And I'll let you know your Saturday forecast, what you can expect for the last day of 2022. Jen?
Be here before we know it. For right now, though, we are checking in on the roads. This is right where 394 and 494 meet. Very little traffic out on the roads on this Friday morning. Of course, a lot of people are lucky ducks, maybe sleeping in because they have the day off. But we do want to warn you, it is a little bit slicker than it has been earlier in the week. So take care, especially on ramps if you're heading out. And no matter what the weather is, the free KARE 11 weather app is a great tool to have in your pocket because you'll get personalized forecasts, live radar, and weather alerts. You can find it wherever you get your apps. It's free. 3 teens are now charged in relation to the death of another teen at the Mall of America last Friday. 19-year-old Jonte Hudson was shot and killed in Nordstrom after police say a fight broke out between two groups. Eva is live in our newsroom this morning with more on the charges. Eva?
Jen, after 5 were arrested on Saturday and days of waiting, 3 people now face felony charges. The most serious charge was given to 18-year-old Tayshawn Adams Wright, second-degree intentional murder. Prosecutors say he was on mall security video cornering Hudson, and then a muzzle flash was seen, When Hudson was on the ground, prosecutors say Adams Wright then took a, quote, shooting stance over him, and another flash was seen. Adams Wright also faces a second-degree assault charge and is set to appear in court at 1:30 this afternoon. 2 17-year-olds also are charged with second-degree riot with a dangerous weapon. They're ordered to stay in jail as well, a judge citing serious concern for public safety. Police say more people still may be charged and say it's been taking a while to get all these charges in place because those involved with the case continue to be uncooperative. In a half hour, we'll share how the mall is responding with some security measures. Jen?
Yeah, some terrible details there. Thank you, Eva. This morning, police in St. Paul are searching for the person who shot and killed 22-year-old Alex Becker earlier this week. The Ramsey County Medical Examiner says he was shot on his way home from work. It happened on Lawson Avenue West in the North End neighborhood before midnight on Tuesday. Becker's family says he was a hardworking kid who never got into trouble. If you'd like to help his family with funeral costs, you can donate to their GoFundMe. We do have a link to that up on our website. Well, turning to the travel mess now, because millions of people, as you know, have been dealing with just a nightmare scenario this holiday season. When we do have some good news, though, from MSP, because right now there are only 2 canceled flights, 8 delays, so much better than earlier in the week. Thousands of travelers are breathing a sigh of relief because of that, because after 8 days and a lot of chaos, Southwest Airlines says flights are finally returning to a normal schedule today. CC has been following this for us all week long. So many people, I'm sure, excited to finally get out of those airports.
Gosh, yeah, I'm so glad we have some good news to report as we close out the week. But I've been keeping track of canceled flights all morning on FlightAware. And if you can see here, Southwest now not the #1 airline that has the most canceled flights. They only have 39 canceled flights nationwide right now. And you'll remember at the height of this problem, over 2,500 flights were canceled nationwide. So again, huge improvement. Over at MSP, as you saw, not a lot of cancellations, but all Southwest flights are on time. Now, this turnaround comes just in time for the busy New Year's weekend. But even though operations are getting back on track, a lot of damage, of course, has been done. Southwest is facing a lot of questions about how its systems allowed things to go wrong for so long, especially when every other major U.S. airline had things under control days ago. Meanwhile, some Southwest travelers are still waiting to get to their final destinations, and massive piles of baggage still needs to be claimed. We also can't forget that the Department of Transportation is demanding Southwest make things right.
The airline said to me that they were going to go above and beyond what's required of them. I'm looking to make sure they actually do that. And if they don't, we are in a position to levy tens of thousands of dollars per violation, per passenger in fines.
Yeah, some big fines. So Southwest has set up a page on their website for customers to submit reasonable refund and reimbursement requests for anything from meals to hotels to other forms of transportation. The airline is also working to connect customers to their baggage this morning, Jen.
Just a whole nother mess right there. Thank you, Cece. We do have a list of information to track flight delays and cancellations, road conditions, as well as the forecast. All you have to do is text TRAVEL to 763-797-7215. We'll send you a link right back. Please don't call that number, just text it. Today is the last day to get vaccinated at the Mall of America's COVID-19 vaccination site. The state-operated site is closing after nearly 2 years in the mall. MDH Commissioner Jan Malcolm's planning to stop by today to thank the staff there for their work, keeping Minnesotans safe during the pandemic. If you still need to get a COVID vaccine or a booster, you don't have to worry. There are still dozens of vaccination sites in and around the metro. We do have a link to the full list of locations on our website, KARE11.com. After 15 years, Common Roots Cafe is closed for good. The South Minneapolis food staple emailed customers Wednesday announcing the sudden closure. The owner says it's tough running a small business, and since the pandemic, financial issues had not been fixed. Schwartzman thanked staff and customers for their years of support. America's retailers did not get what they wanted for Christmas. After disappointing sales, they're trying to get you back into the stores by offering huge discounts. Here's NBC's Stephanie Gosk.
Not sure what to do with all the downtime this week? There are more than a few retailers with a suggestion. Go shopping. There's stuff left on shelves and stores want it gone. One reason for the surplus may be that terrible weather last week. The Friday before Christmas is typically the biggest shopping day after Black Friday. But this year, Arctic temperatures and storms ripped across the country.
In New York that Friday, there were torrential rains followed by frigid temperatures, making it a bit miserable to come out. So now department stores like this one are having big sales. The sun is out, and so are the shoppers.
There's also added inventory because supply chains that had trouble during the pandemic started opening up.
My guess is that warehouses are bursting at the seams right now.
And that's good for consumers, isn't it?
Yes, it is a really good time to shop because the deals are significant.
In New Jersey, there was steady foot traffic and plenty of deal seekers.
50-inch smart TV. That was $325 and we got it for $269.
So I went in for the regular AirPods, the standard ones, and they actually had the third generation on sale. They price matched another store.
So where are the deals? Kind of all over. Look for big cuts on clearance items, online and in stores. Up to 50% at Target, 60% at Nordstrom Rack, and 70% off at Saks. The best discounts now in clothes, beauty products, and tech. Discount sites may have coupons that help too. The effect of all the sales, some inflation-driven prices are coming back down to earth. Retailers want shoppers who may have held back before the holidays to think, now's the time. Stephanie Gosk, NBC News, New York.